Mitchell from downtown Indiana, presented this morning by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So you're using that microphone. It's the first time that mic's been used in 4 months, you know.
Wow. Try to break it in here.
Yeah, don't break it. Just break it in. Well, downtown Indiana, of course, like everybody else, swept up in all of the things of the first half of the year. But we're beginning a new half of the year.
We are. It's a whole new year.
There you
Get
go.
a chance to celebrate again.
There you go. So what's going on with downtown Indiana?
Well, as you may have noticed, the flower baskets are up. I know you're a big
Yeah,
fan of the flower
I am,
baskets.
and they're gorgeous.
So they do look gorgeous. So we were very fortunate to have help from Earthcraft Landscaping. Shanna and Aaron Scordo kind of spearheaded the effort. They provided expertise, rounded up equipment for us, helped us pick the flowers, and we had some very generous financial sponsors. The Ruskini Group, S&T Bank, and Friends of Jim Struzzi underwrote the whole project, so we want to thank them for beautifying the downtown. And then we had just lots of help from Bonnie Plants and the Borough and Fouts Garden Center, Mashon Inc., NatureWorks Farm, and Walker & Walker, who we just heard a spot for.
Sure.
And then we had tons of volunteers that came out, and we got them all done in one day this year.
Wow.
We only worked on Saturday and got them all done, got them all up.
They look so good, but we know that we've got 90-degree weather for the next week or so.
That's why I'm dressed like this. These are my watering clothes, Todd.
I was going to say, how do we keep them watered? It takes a lot.
It does take a lot. I have a cart that runs off of a battery, so it's kind of a rigged up system. I think Dave Fairman from the Borough kind of MacGyvered it years ago, and it just keeps running. So I keep charging the battery and filling it with water, and I have a hose and a whole thing, and it's like a real Rube Goldberg contraption, but it works.
Yeah.
They get watered, and I'll be out there later today.
There you go. There you go. They do drink a lot of water, especially.
They
on a
sure
time like
do.
this. But they look so good.
They are beautiful. The flowers we got this year are just so full and so vibrant. And Justin Sherman from Earthcraft did a lot of work in picking out the right kinds, the kinds that would thrive in that environment. So I think they really look very, very lush this year.
And they make for an inviting downtown, don't they?
Yes, they do. When we have visitors, or if you just haven't been downtown in a while, or even for the folks that work here and just like to go out and take a walk during lunchtime, it's a very pretty addition to Philadelphia Street for the summer. It makes it very pleasant. We also have some big pots in IRMC Park, so if you're eating lunch over there, just makes it a little bit nicer and more summery.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want people in downtown Indiana,
Absolutely.
just as all of our communities in Indiana County. They really need the support of the people who live here. We think about people coming in to visit Indiana County, but those who live here, we've got a really gorgeous place in which to live, and we need to support the people who are helping us to do that.
Absolutely. Our downtown businesses are open. They are ready to serve you lunch, dinner, breakfast. They are ready for shopping. They're just, eager to get kind of back to normal as much as possible. They're they've had some hard times this year, as have all businesses, but they've really been resilient, and they really still continue to step up and help the local community wherever they can. So as you said, it is nice to support them. If you're thinking of, going out to eat, whether you want to eat, we have a lot of outdoor dining right now, indoor dining, takeout, come downtown and try a restaurant you've never tried before.
There you go.
We've got plenty of restaurants.
Yeah. Downtown Indiana has been so involved for so many years in cultural events, in festivals and those sorts of things. And that schedule has been really beat up a little bit this year.
It has been.
And we understand when and why. Those things some of those are not going to happen, but that doesn't mean that you're not still involved in planning purposes and trying to get things going as much as we can with the limitations that are imposed on us. So what's downtown Indiana involved in now? I'm sure there's a lot of planning going on.
A lot of planning, and we have to plan as if we'll be able to do things as planned, but know that we always need a plan B. So July 19th through the 25th, we are partnering with the Chamber of Commerce and the Borough on a Shop Local Week, which would be an ideal time to come downtown and check out, all of our stores and restaurants, or just take a walk around. We'll have some fun activities during the week, like the downtown scavenger hunt that we do every summer, and then it'll culminate on that Saturday, the 25th. We're working with the businesses to do sidewalk sales, or just have special items that they're working on, or a kids activity, or just something fun. If you remember the old sidewalk sales, when
Sure.
that was a big deal. My dad never missed going to Waxler's. we had to be there when it opened.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So, those were fun times. So we're trying to recapture some of that and just have a festive Saturday. We'll have someone playing music in IRMC Park. We'll hope that people stop and get lunch, even if they want to get takeout and bring it to the park and sit outdoors, or stop at one of the restaurants. So the library is going to do some kids things. So just a reason to get out and explore the downtown.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, then you look forward into the rest of the year, and there are some big things planned for the fall in Indiana County, if we can make them happen in downtown Indiana.
Yeah, so we are still working on our Taste and Tour with First Commonwealth Bank. They are our naming sponsor of Taste and Tour, and it will obviously have to be adapted. We're still working on how we're going to do it with social distancing and providing safety for everyone. But we still want to do it. It's our oldest running event, and we feel that it's important to keep that tradition alive. So It may look different, but we're still going to do it in August, and that'll be a lot of fun. And then we're doing a craft beer week at the end of September, beginning of October. That will kind of take the place temporarily of our Oktoberfest. So we'll be working with our local restaurants on pairings and working with Nobelstein and Levity on some fun things. And then we get into Christmas at some point. Yeah. So
which is very, very special for downtown Indiana. And again, it's gonna take a lot of effort to make it happen, whatever it is that can be done. Of course, that is the traditional time for the It's a Wonderful Life Festival.
Yes, and so we still are thinking that we can do the festival, because we can, we're in IRMC Park, and you're allowed right now gatherings of up to 250 people. So we could still have Santa and some other activities in IRMC Park, and have the tree, which is, the big icing on the cake, I guess. So we can still have our tree and do some things that make it, a traditional Indiana Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, at that time of the year, you wrap the muffler around your face, and you've got the natural mask.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll have the scarves out on the meters. So if you don't have one, you can always grab one. Courtesy First Commonwealth Bank. They were thinking ahead.
There you go. That's pretty smart planning by First Commonwealth.
Yeah, they're pretty smart cookies.
Yeah. You have, of course, as members of downtown Indiana, all of these wonderful businesses that are vital to what happens here in the borough. What have you heard from them about the way that they have been able to reopen and really try to survive through all of this?
I think they're getting creative. One thing is that this has really, they say necessity is the mother of invention. So as I mentioned, a lot of them have begun to, for the restaurants, explore their outdoor space. How can they seat people outside if they're only allowed, 50% capacity? You see down at Bruno's, they've put up some tents, and then at the other end, there are some tables in the parking lot at Brunzi's, and all along Philadelphia Street, you'll see more outdoor dining than you did before. So that's adaptive. A lot of our stores are still offering private appointments. If someone doesn't feel comfortable, you can always reach out to them, and they'll arrange to stay open late or open early and accommodate you however you need to be accommodated. A lot of them discovered that they could do more delivery than they thought they could do before. So you can call Lucy Ray and say, I need a baby gift. Can you guys, put it together and then drop it off? Or can you guys ship it to me or ship it to the new mom? And they'll do that. So I think they've learned that there are other ways they can do business. Obviously, they still love welcoming folks into the business, and that's happening a lot. But they've learned to be creative and quite nimble. A lot of them took the time to work on their websites.
Yeah.
That's something we all neglect from time to time, kind of get short shrift. So a lot of them, stepped up their social media game and revamped their website and took pictures of merchandise or, put their menus on. So that was a positive. But I think they've just been really adaptable in how they provide their services.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've really proven that they're a tough group.
They are a very tough group. I mean, being an entrepreneur takes a lot of tenacity in the first place and a lot of creativity. So they are a pretty tough group. They're also very nimble. They're very creative. So I think they've done well. I really think that we all, owe them a round of applause because they've done a fabulous job of keeping the downtown vibrant and vital.
Yeah. You, of course, with Downtown Indiana, you're in contact with business groups such as yours in other communities as well. Do you find that same sort of attitude in those other communities? Because I'm sure that you communicate with them, say, what's working for you, here's what's working for us, what are some of the things that we can share between the two of us that will help us to both be strong. Do you find that sort of a cooperative attitude?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can reach out to the other, small towns, whether it's Ebensburg or someone across the state in Westchester, and ask questions. And there's a lot of exchanging things via social media or just through the Pennsylvania Downtown Center. And I think a lot of us are in the same boat where our small businesses in our downtowns are being adaptable and doing what they can. And a lot of events, unfortunately, and fundraisers are being canceled or postponed. That's probably the big struggle.
Yeah.
I saw Potato Festival, for example, has been canceled for 2020. So
Yeah.
a lot of us are in the same boat, or they're trying to adapt them to do a virtual event. I saw Fort Ligonier Days will have a virtual component. It's not going to happen
Yeah.
in person, but they're going to get creative. So that's an idea we might be able to steal for something.
Sure. There will be ways. There
Yeah.
will be ways. It won't be ideal, but you'll get the job done.
We will.
And look forward to the next time that you're able to put on whatever festival you might be speaking of or thinking of.
Yeah, just the maybe Get Back to Normal Festival.
The Get Back to Normal Festival
Yeah.
with Downtown Indiana.
Normal Fest.
Well, we wouldn't mind having that, although Normal Fest in past years meant something entirely different. Won't be any of that going on. Linda, thank you for coming in. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for having me.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.